The first of what we hope will be a series of public programs on the Know Your Community topic. This will be a forum format, and you will find on the end rows little yellow index cards being held up by Martha Feniger, and some pencils or pens if you don't have one, to write questions for our panelists. We are so happy to have a number of concerned citizens here who are eager to find out what these boards and commissions do for you. Now, I notice that we have one empty chair here. Is George French here? Not yet. Well, we have two elected officials who will provide conflicting views about what Fire District Number 1 does. And we're very glad to have them here, and we'll all try to figure it out if they do not come. On your table, or if George French doesn't come, on your chair rather, is a paper that tells you all of the board and commission members of the 6 groups that are represented here tonight. I also want to point out that on the back table, next to Terry Rittenberg there are some brochures about the League of Women Voters if you would like to know more about us. There was also a sign-in sheet by Carly Ann, who's standing by the door there, and it has a place for you to put your email address if you would like to hear more from the League about upcoming events. So do sign in. We're not going to badger you. We just would like to be able to let people know when our events are going to be happening. I would like to introduce our moderator for this session, who is the Albany County Librarian, Cindy Moore. I am going to be the timekeeper, so I'm going to move with my little phone down next to Susan Simpson, former county librarian, retired. Now, isn't this wonderful that she's agreed to come back and do the videotaping for this event, which we hope will be posted somewhere.
The league site.
It will be posted on the League of Women Voters website. Carly Ann, how is that? What is the URL for that? lwvyoming.org. She's only our website manager. You would think it would be on the tip of her tongue. At any rate,
we have the Facebook page if you're interested. You can find that under Laramie League of Women Voters.
if you just Google Laramie League of Women Voters, it will take you there. Okay, without further ado, Cindy Moore.
I'm going to try this microphone. I don't know if you can hear me or not. If you can't, just start waving wildly. Yeah. Get closer.
I can hear you fine.
You can hear me fine. You can hear me. We're doing good.
Is it on?
My name.
Is it on?
It's not on.
Is it on?
Is it on now?
Yeah.
Okay, that helps a lot. Thank you. I will need help throughout the evening. My name is Cindy Moore, County Librarian for Albany County Library, and really pleased and happy to be in Laramie and with all of you. Very pleased to be collaborating with the League of Women Voters. I have to get intimate with my microphone.
Yes, you do.
So we're happy to have you here, and the library is, of course, always a proponent of free speech and information. So we're very happy to be with the League of Women Voters tonight, who is providing us with this forum. We have several boards that are represented here tonight. Tim Chestnut from the Albany County Board of Commission. No, I'm sorry, Board of Equalization. Albany County Planning Commission is Brett Moline. The Laramie City Planning and Zoning Commission, Kay Willis. Albany County Historic Preservation is Matthew Castano. The Albany County Fire District, we may have somebody that might come in later. We don't have anybody right now. And Jennifer Yen from Albany County Tourism Board. So welcome those, please, and thank you for coming tonight. Do you want to?
So, Matt, might as well start. 5
Would you
minutes.
like me to lead off?
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. My name is Matt Castano. I'm with the Albany County Historic Preservation Board. I've only been on the board for a little over a year, maybe 2 years. I am here, as one may note, as a replacement, although I am a poor replacement, for Amy Williamson, who has a much deeper knowledge of the broad variety of the things that we do. The Albany County Historic Preservation Board, first of all, our meetings are open meetings, and those are held every second Tuesday of the month at the Methodist Church. So everybody is welcome to attend if you want to see what we actually do at any given time. In the broad sense, what the Albany County Historic Preservation Board does is try to draw attention and support those entities and people in the community who are looking to preserve structures, are looking to further deepen the community's connection to its history. We do that through a number of different means. We do that in large part through being the public partner for many grants. Many grants that are out there require a public partnership, and we stand there ready when someone has a project of that nature to be that public entity and oversee that and play that role. And we're open to almost anything when it comes to that. Certainly, we do a lot of assistance and a lot of partnerships when it comes to historic designations of buildings, putting things on the National Register and going through those various steps. In most recent projects we've done are getting the snow train put on the National Register of Historic Places, which, if you think about it, actually was a fairly interesting piece as it went on up. Because obviously a train is not a place, it is a thing. And we worked through that process and certainly made it apply and got that done. We're currently working on a designation of a monument, of the Ames Monument, on a higher level for that. And that process is ongoing now. We also do things on much smaller scales. People who have various houses and structures throughout the community and would like those placed on the register of historic places. And we work with private owners. We've worked with the university on getting various properties placed on there. It's important to recognize that when a property gets placed on the register of historic places, there's no restrictions imposed on the landowner or the property owner on what they may do with it at that point in time. And I think that's a common misperception, that if I do this, then I'm going to have to seek approval to change the shutters or do whatever. It is simply an opportunity to get that property researched, recognized, and documented as to its history and what it means in the community. And so there is little to nothing that our board does that restricts anybody's rights to operate their property in any manner. We've worked with the university, as I mentioned. One of those was in recently doing a Hitchcock home that they have over on Ivanson. And they came to us to ask us to work with them and with their planning and their architecture to do some substantial renovations to the honors building, the honors house that they were building over there, so that they could know that they were maintaining its historic character and at the same time make it a useful building for what they needed to do. So those are the sort of items that we do. We do some things on some larger scales as well. I talked about individual structures, individual items. But also, we look at designations of neighborhoods as being historic districts. Some of that has been done with regard to some various areas, parts of the tree area, etc. Yes, okay. So if you have some inquiry, if you know someone who has some questions about designating a particular property, we'd be more than happy to hear about it and do everything we can to help you.
Thank you, Matt. We're going to give each speaker 5 minutes of speaking time. You can write down questions on those cards and hand them up if you'd like to. And then after they have time to speak, they will be at different tables. So if you'd like to talk to them one-on-one, they will also be available. For the next speaker, Kay Willis.
Yep. Thank you. Can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Kay Willis. I represent the Laramie Planning Commission. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for this opportunity to present what we do. And we do a lot in our commission, so I probably won't be finished by the time the 5 minutes are up. The legislature has enacted an ordinance or a law which allows the city council to appoint a planning commission whose duty it is to report and recommend relating to the plan and development of the municipality. And we are subject to the whims at times of the city council. We recommend to the city the progress of public improvements. We have 7 members. We now have 4 men and 3 women with a variety of backgrounds and ages and addresses. We serve 3-year terms. You can apply on a form that's presented by the city and then be interviewed by one or two of the city council members. We try to follow the Roberts Rules of Order. The public is allowed to speak. We do have open meetings, and sometimes that leads to long and contentious meetings. We meet twice monthly, as I said. We are supported by a professional planning staff. The Community Development Director is Randy Hunt, and he's in charge of the planners, who are Charles Bloom, Derek Teeney, and Autumn Gonzalez. The city engineer oftentimes will attend our meetings, as well as the Parks and Recreational Director. The staff tells me that they are really busy right now and have been for the past few years. A lot going on in our city. Sometimes you don't realize that. We sit as the Planning Commission. We interview plats, preliminary and final plats, annexations, zoning changes, land use changes. All those recommendations are forwarded to the City Council. As the Board of Adjustment, we consider variances to the code and also conditional uses. And we are the decision-making body on those 2 items. We also sit as the Nuisance Board of Appeals. If the city is forced to abate a nuisance in the city, they then assess the property owner the cost of that abatement. And a lot of times those people will appeal that cost to the Nuisance Board of Appeals. We review long-range planning projects, and those take a lot of our time. We went through the comprehensive plan, which was enacted in 2007. I think that's the first one that the city has ever had. It's a big book like this, and we review that every 5 years. The whole thing is up for review, but in the meantime, we review many parts of the planning or the comprehensive plan. Right now, we are looking at the land use tables. We also went through the Unified Development Code, which was enacted in 2010. That hadn't been done since the 1950s, so it was ripe for review. We have also looked at the Turner Tract Area Master Plan. That's newly done and was sent to City Council. We have looked at the Casper Aquifer Protection Overlay Zone. We've looked at the Tree Area Overlay Zone, which is still in progress. We've looked at the Airport Overlay Zone. We have looked at the Downtown Development Plan. That's still under review. The sign code, revision to the sign code is still in progress. We have looked at the Sierra Sky Technology Park, and that's recently done and enacted a lot of meetings and a lot of comments from city residents, sent that on to the city council. We're also charged with applications within a 1 mile radius outside the city development. Those people who petition to do development in that area have to go to both the city and county planning commissions. I brought with me 3 different of our recent agendas here, so I'll read off some of the things we've looked at in the last, do I have time for this? In the
30
last
seconds.
in the last few months, some of the things we've looked at, just so you get a taste of what we do. This was on July 22nd. We looked at the Grandview Heights preliminary planned unit development, which was a PUD revision out of the Grandview Heights. We looked at a preliminary plat that proposed 176 lots for development and 7 tracts to use as open space out on the Turner tract. On October 14th, we looked at Silver Sage Estates First Edition, which was a preliminary plat.
That's time.
Oh, not through yet. Look at all this I got.
You can sit at the table.
Thank you, Kate. Next, we have Brett Moline from the Albany County Planning Commission. You have 5 minutes.
I too would like to thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this. Can you all hear me all right? Yeah. I don't even know if I need this thing. I have 2 kids and 6 older brothers. I learned how to speak loudly. You know, I do want to thank you folks for coming out too. I think this is important for the citizens to be involved in the process. I wish more people would do that. One of the ways I got on the Planning and Zoning Commission for the county, to be honest, I didn't like some of the things it was doing. So you can either sit back and whine or you can jump in with both feet. I've whined enough, so I got in with both feet. I don't know if that was a good move or not. The commissioners, I think, sometimes kind of wished I wouldn't have. Our duties overlap much like, I see Commissioner Kennedy shaking back there. Cold chill went up his spine. We do much of the same things with the planning and zoning that the city commission does, except we are outside the city limits. We have no authority inside the city. That is ran by the city. We do have to share the authority within the 1 mile boundary, even though we have no representation on the people that can make the decision. The city can overrule what we want to do out in the county within that boundary. We do much with the, we all have all of our land in the county zone for different uses, agriculture, residential, industrial. We right now are going through some of the comprehensive plan to make some changes. Right now we have 1 size of residential. We're going to look at making that different sizes, you know, less than 1 acre, up to 5 acres, and then 5 acres and larger, I believe, are the designations. Those different rules and regulations will come into play with the different size lots that you're going to be building on. We also look at land use changes. A week from last night, we will be looking at an example. Some people have some agricultural land, they want to move it into residential. One thing I should say, we make the decision as far as a recommendation to the county commissioners. That is our job, is to kind of do some of the background work, go forward with it, and then the commissioners either agree or disagree with it. They are the final authority. We are merely an advisory committee, but I think we perform an important advisory portion. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they disagree, but that's the way things work out. There's 5 members on the commission. Right now we are all 5 males. There's a couple of terms that are coming up. That's all I'm going to go on that. That's about all. You know, we do much the same things as the city. We don't do the nuisance things. We don't do the building permits, grant those. That is through our planning office. Our major thing is land use changes and sticking to the comprehensive plan. Our goal with the comprehensive plan is to give, when somebody comes in and buys a piece of ground, what can you do with it? What are your alternatives? So that they won't have to go through the variance process. So when somebody buys the 640 acre parcel of land. Right now it's zoned agricultural. Okay, what can you do on that land? If it is already zoned residential, what can you do with that land to remove some of the ambiguity so that gives them a little bit of certainty on what they can do with it in the future. With that, I'll stop. Hope I didn't use up my 5 minutes.
You have a minute to go.
I'll save it for someone else, man.
Song dancing.
Thank you, and Jennifer again will be representing the Albany County Tourism Board.
Just what you.
I too have a built-in microphone, so I'm not sure how much I need this microphone, but thank you for having us here tonight. I am the chairperson of the Albany County Joint Travel and Tourism Board.
Didn't do that to us.
The tourism board is made up of 7 members who are appointed either by the city or by the county. So 4 members are appointed by the city and 3 members are appointed by the county. We are in charge of spending the lodging tax, which we like to think of as the tax that none of us pay, because obviously we're not staying in hotels or in lodging areas in the county or in the city. So when a guest comes into to Laramie or up to the lodge or anywhere in the county, they pay an additional 4% lodging tax, and that tax is collected by the state, and then the state gives the board back those collections. We serve 2- and 4-year terms. Let's see here. Judy was kind enough to let me know that our brand new website is lacking in the area of naming who's on the board, how long we're on the board, when our board membership comes up, and how you can contact us. So that's an oversight that, thank goodness I came to the meeting tonight, because we got a new website that apparently has a few things missing from it. So we'll go back to the board, and Debbie and I will let them know that in the meantime, if you need to contact any of us, we're located on Custer, and the staff there would be happy to give out any of our information, and we can answer for future questions or any concerns you might have. But we meet on the 3rd Monday of the month, and we decide how to spend this lodging tax. So for a gal like me that can't ever spend enough money, it is just a delight. So we take this lodging money, and we some of our most recent projects that we're so excited about are this refurbished website that we have, as well as some of the recent marketing that we've been doing for Laramie and all of Albany County, because our board is the only board that advertises not only just Laramie or just the university or just downtown, but we advertise the entire county, and we're pretty excited about it. So we have some phenomenal advertisements that's coming out. Our tax comes up every 4 years. It last passed in 2010, so it's coming up again in 2014. In 2010, it passed with a 79% in favor vote, because again, we like to take money from tourists that are coming through our area, because they take it from us when we go through their areas. Our mission statement is to obtain national and international recognition for Albany County, to showcase the entire area as a multi-seasonal destination, as having endless possibilities, which we all know that there are a lot of things to do in this county. So we're excited about it. We also produce 8 walking tour brochures, a visitor guide that we distribute over 175,000 per year, several rack cards, and we also monitor some webcams that are in Centennial and here in the city, which are fun to look at, especially when it's snowing, and we have visitors coming to all of our hotels and want to know the snowfall and what's going on in Centennial, so that's exciting to be able to show them. We also support a summit staff up at the summit. There's a visitor center there, and we provide 2 staff members up there that this county pays for, and we staff it from May 15th to October 15th. And let's see, we have developed also a remarkable virtual walking tour, which is hard to get into, but the gist of it is you have your cell phones now that have scans on them, and we put up boards, I guess informational boards all around town, and tourists can come in and take this virtual museum tour. So I know it's kind of a new thing, but anyway, Laramie's excited that, and we are excited as a board that we're one of the first people to have it in this area. And the state and actually the city of Cheyenne is also working to try to quickly follow our steps, because it's the new, latest, greatest thing that you can go and visit things kind of on your own time. Click it with your phone and it kind of gives you some information or a short video or some past history. So it's very exciting. So that's the gist of the board. So thanks for inviting us.
Thank you, Jennifer. And if the mic holds out, I'd like to introduce Tim Chestnut.
Hi, I'm Tim Sullivan, County I'm Tim Chestnut, one of the 3 county commissioners, and as county commissioners, we also sit as the Board of Equalization. And what the Board of Equalization does is when you get your tax assessment and you decide that you don't like the assessment that you've given, you come and protest your taxes to the Board of Equalization. We've been in the news quite a bit lately because of an issue that maybe a lot of you are here for about taxing the university, the Bison Run student housing units on campus. The assessor decided this year that looking at a different thing, that we've got a different entity, a private company owning property on university land, that he decided that needed to be assessed taxes. And so the university disagreed with that, and Bison Run people did also, so they came to us to protest their taxes. And that was just in the paper recently. It came out that we had a 2-to-1 vote to not tax them. And that's the great thing about the Albany County Board of Commissioners and Equalization. We all get along really well. We voted. It was a 2-1 vote, and then the vote's over. We go on. We move on. There's no argument. We're happy to move on as friends. So, but really, I think what the board really does is when you get your property taxes, a lot of times you'll see a jack in it one year that you won't agree with. So what your rights are as a taxpayer is to come to the Board of Equalization and protest the taxes. And I think one of the things that's been really frustrating to us sitting on the Board of Equalization is that people don't know the playing field when they come in to protest their taxes, because basically they think my taxes were this last year, they've gone up this, and they don't understand. So basically they come in, I just think my taxes are too high, but what the burden of proof is the assessor has a duty set up by the state to assess taxes, and it's done on a lot of time on comparables. So you get comparables to your own home that they assess the taxes based on comparables. And this is a big county with a lot of different areas. So the comparables might be, your house might be in Sherman Hills, but the comparables to your house, one might be in Centennial, one might be in Rock River, one might be in Woods Landing. So when you're seeing those, people don't understand what their burden of proof is to protest their taxes. So it's something where you really need to be informed when you come in what you need to be doing, what you need what the assessor, how the assessor goes about assessing the taxes, and then why it's that way. And I think one of the first things to do is come and talk to the assessor. If you have a problem with your taxes, we have a really nice county assessor in this county, Grant Shoemaker. He's sitting in the second row there in the white shirt. And usually, I mean, I would say probably 90–95% of the people that have a concern about their taxes and don't think their taxes are right can come in and talk to Grant, and they can work those things out before it ever gets to the Board of Equalization. So rarely do we ever, I mean, we have very few cases that come before us. This year I think we had more than usual, but that's one woman came in from Nebraska, and that's basically what it was. She said, I don't think my taxes are right. I think that this is unfair. And so the assessor puts up what how they came about the taxes, what the comparables were, like fixtures, rooms, square footage, things like that. And she just didn't think it was really fair, and basically she said that I don't think it's fair. And so we really, as the Board of Equalization, have no recourse other than to accept what the assessor is, because it's the state sets up how to assess the taxes, and unless the taxpayer has proof otherwise that it was assessed being the wrong way, we really have no choice than to side with the assessor. And so I think basically that's what it is, and I'll let it open up to questions now.